Ah, 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 ah. Yeah, we outside, babe. I'm hoping we have 16%. Let's try to not run out of battery. And let's try to not run out of lantern. I'm less worried about that. So we're just gonna go over today because I didn't look at the charts. Damn, we really bounced the fuck up out of here, baby. Which also goes back to here. So yeah, I just want to get a kind of a really quick pre-market narrative. I still think we're going up. Um, Obviously, we have a big base right there. We're in a recent uptrend. This can always go down, but I think we're popping out of this kind of zone that we're getting stuck up in this area. But I think I don't know. There's not a lot of volume in this area, right? Like the daily whatever for this. Yeah, I mean we're kind of in the middle, at least in relation to that move. Um, but there wasn't like a daily like this overnight session. POC was here, but we're trading above that in Wednesday's overnight session. So it's pretty sideways right now. We'll see what happens. I'm bullish bias, but let's be a little careful just because of that. Bouncing out of the failure low. I'm a little careful because of the sideways stuff that's happening overnight on the high time frame. But this looks pretty bullish to me. Let's see. Let's just be careful. Let's be careful. I know yesterday we took a fucking goofy trade, dude. At the beginning of the day. That stuff is very tempting, but I don't know. I mean, look at that. That's a it's a little bit of a trap. The homo. I love being outside, man, but these days are getting shorter. I mean, a month or two ago, this it would have been. It's only 8:11 right now, Eastern time. Would have been. We would have been. Sun would be setting right now, but we are. It is dark. It is dark, dark here in Massachusetts. All right, so we're bouncing. We're not necessarily bouncing out of this exact area, but just kind of the general situation. I wouldn't be surprised if we moved up out of here. Hey, well, there you go. Okay, that's right. It opened. Oh my God. If you want to be a risky boy and say take this bounce out off the bottom of this reg channel plus, this like strictly speaking, this is the zone, but you could you could consider the zone to be kind of up here, even this. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to take that. I already got lucky yesterday with that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, you're pushing. There's not even a good setup there. I'm not even going to pretend like there's a good setup there. So let's see if we reverse that. It's possible that we just go down from there. Kind of finding a base there though. Nope. Yep. Nope. I want to see some. I want to see highs and lows getting broken. I'm just seeing. This is like exactly what happened yesterday, except now it's breaking down. Okay. Yesterday it broke up. Yesterday, you remember, like it started to go up towards our. Let's just look at it. Let's just see what was going on yesterday. It started to go up towards the target, and then immediately started. Oh, I deleted all the drawings. Here. Wednesday. Oh, I thought it was freaking R word for a second. Um, we jumped in right around here, based on one of these zones, maybe. I'd be inclined to say we jumped in like pretty much right at open. We didn't get stopped out; we got close, so it was probably done there. The stop, but I remember that move. It was something like this. I don't know. This move did not catch us, so I got worried. But this is the same thing that's happening right now on Thursday morning. It's just an impulse up and then like, but it's really struggling. But today it's going down instead of going up. I really should have left that. I don't know what, you know. Okay. Now we're just having technical issues. Okay. I'm still. Oh no. I'm. I don't think that I'm bullish anymore. Definitely breaking through some areas. Let's see if it comes down to this big demand zone. Definitely breaking lower though. This stuff it's just moving lower. CBD is also moving lower. Okay. Pushing up. See if this becomes an important zone. That is kind of right at a high volume node. There's a little bit of a shelf. Okay, so I've listened to a few videos today. One was kind of like, one was saying basically was saying trade out of low volume into high volume as far as the volume profile goes. And it looks like it's bounced. I obviously didn't draw all these 1 minute zones from overnight, but it looks like it's kind of bouncing out of this ish zone. Super low volume there from the Globex session / overnight. Just a hard fucking bounce. If that was part of the plan, we still wouldn't want to take just a long right there. It'd be kind of risky for us right now. But I'm sure there's people who saw this bounce out of a low. Sorry, I'm outside there, so there's like animals and shit going on. Out of a low volume area towards the POC, and that's exactly what happened. It just shot right up there. And it might just bounce right here off the value area low back towards volume, or maybe we'll get a little retracement down here. And that's what happens. Just keep going. My strategy, or at least, maybe if I was more diligent in drawing this actually looks good to me right now. Maybe if I was more, I'm just gonna take this because we're bouncing out of the POC. We got a clear reversal upwards. Bouncing out of the POC. I think ideally your risk lets you. This is one of those situations where like maybe it's only going to bounce back to the value area high, but did break this area. Maybe we'll try to explore further and get back up there. But right now that's looking pretty good to me. But maybe I need to refine my strategy. Maybe I need to look for opportunities. Maybe I don't need to look for opportunities and just be happy with what I got. Because intuitively, this looks like a good bounce. It's just it's near a zone from yesterday. Like you're bopping out of the reg channel. I don't want to think about the reg channel too much, but you're bopping out of value area. There's just no volume down here, and there was a big fat POC right here. So it's kind of like, yeah, why wouldn't we go back up? But The thing is, when you do trade those, when you go long here, like I feel like that's where you just get caught with the falling knife kind of thing, and you can try to survive 1,000 paper cuts for a bunch of money. But oh yeah, let's see what's going on with CVD. Yeah, CVD is definitely going up. So yeah, I feel okay about this. I feel pretty good about this. This is 18, 19 points at risk. Yeah, let's just see how this plays out. Oh my god, so fucking close. This is why it's like when you're sometimes you're just slot. That's so funny because sometimes you like imagine if I had been tight. Just give it a little breathing room. Imagine if I had been tighter to this low with my stop. Then 1 to 1, like it's completely arbitrary. Then 1 to 1 would have happened right here, just per chance. Like I just slopped stop right. I was just like, all right, this looks good. That worked out. I do think this is a continuation, at least to explore a little bit into above value area. That's what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing. That's what I'm seeing, brother. I'm seeing this whole boy go up overnight. I'm seeing a big dump. I'm seeing a higher time frame bull trend. I don't know where it's going to bounce. Maybe it could come down here and bounce. Maybe it still will. But I'm seeing a strong bounce, and I'm seeing this get broken, this get broken, this get broken. Even value or high would get broken. Then it comes down. It's like, do we want to keep doing this? And I think that's a good place for it to keep going up. So that's all I was looking for, was a trend, was to hop back in the trend. I like that trade. I feel pretty good about that trade. I feel like that was a kind of bread and butter thing. And yeah, here we go. Wait a second. Let's just see what's going on here. It smushed right through that B. Ooh, we're getting low. Hang on. We're at 10%. And it's not even noon, and we got to move, dude. Okay. So okay, actually, the zone that we traded out of is now getting another. Ooh, maybe you want to take this, actually. I mean, obviously now this is obviously working for a 1 to 1. Yeah, that's definitely good. I should have been paying attention there. We're going slower because we did close above this high. Pretend that line is straight. Close above this high, came straight back down. So you're not. Actually, this would still hold if you had a runner with this stop loss down here. That would still hold, but you can buy in there, and then obviously that's going to take you back up. Let's keep going because my computer's going to die. Damn, I feel pretty good, dude. This is just what happens. Like I go on like a streak for like 5 days, 6, 7 days, and then I just get gooned out. And what I need to work on is just like figuring out, am I getting gooned out because like am I taking good trades and just getting gooned out? Is that just how the market's treating me? Like is my strategy in this market just giving me streaks of good and then streaks of red? Am I getting gooned out because I'm taking bad trades? Like, do I get too confident because getting a I'm getting a winning streak? That's what's going through my mind. And right now I see an up. Like, can we push it out of here? Doesn't look like it right now. But we are squeezing up. And it just broke down there. So so if we had a runner on, I like to imagine every trade as if, actually, let's go back for a second, because what I should have done when I took this trade is, or at least when you win a trade, is mark out where you think it could go to, because you kind of want to start practicing that muscle of, I do believe in the philosophy of like a 1-to-1 is important. If you're a scalper, 1-to-1 is good, is important to take for a small account, because you just can't take the drawdown. You just need to rack up some wins. 1-to-1 is easy to rack up some wins. You're just going to have a higher win rate. But in service of building your account, I think it's important also to flex that muscle of, where do I think this is going to go? Where would I feel comfortable holding this until? Not that I'm not going to take profits. Of course, I'm going to take profits right there. But we have the top of that reg channel. You know, if nothing else, like the high, you just have something to hold on to. This is the first high in a little bit, and usually like those area, like maybe up here, 660. That's like, if I'm going back in time, obviously it's hitting that, but if I'm going back in time, like where do I think it could hit? 660 is very ambitious, so I would say like let's take a lot of stuff off up here, especially if we're seeing this kind of goo goo gaga shit that's going on up here. But yeah, I think it's just good that even if you're scalping, just to flex that hold muscle, that longer trade muscle. And let's see if it goes up to 660. Let's see if that's all the steam we got today. Breaking up through there really strong. Maybe I should start a prop firm eval when I'm on a losing streak, so that hopefully I get a winning streak after. You know what I mean? Maybe those are the cards God is dealing to me. Okay, I completely yapped myself out of this one, but this huge move, like, I mean, this was the push. Look, like this kind of resistance was just keeping us down. We dropped down a little bit. Coincidentally, we dropped down to, yeah, right to the. That's why I keep this right channel on here, but I don't like to trade off of it, because I'm like, I don't have the balls to just long right there, you know? I can't do it. Especially now with this action moving down. But we did move down. We went to the midline and then busted through this, busted through this, busted through this. Pretend these are straight. Busted through this. So, and then at the same time forming this is another day that's just giving us good opportunities. At the same time, forming this zone, really strong move. Comes back down to the zone that it formed. When the important part about this zone is that it moved above, it broke structure. That's how I look at it, is that the formation of the zone broke the structure, came straight back down. It was up here, it was like, I can't do it. I need more, whatever. Came back down, gooned straight up, and then like immediately you just have your fucking, just gonna do an arbitrary 1-to-1. Again, I need to like work on this system of like where I'm gonna place my shit, but it's not a beautiful trade, buddy. I think. I think, dude, Like this is why I the more I trade, the more I'm like going with the trend is important, at least for what I'm doing. You know, trend is your friend. I think it really is, dude. I think it's like the meme that I tried to look at last video. Like the trend, you can just be a stupid idiot and make money by. I think I'm hypothesizing, but I think this is true. You can be a dum dum. Look at this. You can be a stupid idiot, and just if you know what's going on with the trend, I think you can just make money. This is a place that I've been faked out before. I think I talked about. Did it already? No, 660 is up here. Okay. That would be crazy. But this is a little sketchy. We're really high. Like we've made so many moves high. It is afternoon. It's 2 o'clock. So do you want to take a trade here? Do you want to go long? Let's go. We have our win for the day. Let's go long on just like low risk. Let's just say we're gonna, half our size or more. The thing about this one-to-one thing is like if you think the trend's gonna continue, you should target the high or just below the high. But we're just doing this. We're just doing this. I'm thinking too much. Battling, fighting. Jesus. I mean, this is exactly what I mean when I say like you can be a flippin' freaking smooth brain. Just dude, like this is so. Look how high we've come today. Like the last time we took a trade was 100 point, almost 100 points lower. Like that's how much this thing is moving right now. And we still took a long, and it still worked out up there. Like that, like when the trend is moving, you can just sit there and make money. And I think like macro wise, it's obviously a big thing going on. I think macro wise, that's important to think about too. Because your system's not always going to work. Maybe that's why I had losing streaks. I don't know. I need to. That's something else I need to work on. Is like looking on at the actual market conditions when I was losing. If I was taking good trades, if I was taking bad trades, I was taking bad trades and losing. But if I was taking good trades and still losing, to some extent, it's statistic stuff. But otherwise, it also could be macro conditions, and then it's like, um, how's my macro analysis? Um, do I have a narrative for the day? Do I have a narrative for the week? There's a lot of news going on, obviously, since this year. But would I take that high trade? Would I take a trade up this high if I didn't think that? Oh my god! And now it's like towards the end of the day, so it always feels like one side just gives up. I don't think that's always the case, but it just feels like people who are holding on. It's the end of the day. People got to close out. We actually did hit 660 today. Jesus Christ, what a fucking move. Yeah, so I feel good about that day too, and I failed to do it again because I'm drinking. But when I got this win, I should have marked out. I mean, I already had 660 marked out, but should make an effort to mark out where this thing could go. Where would I hold a runner until? Would I hold it indefinitely? And speaking of which, the ones that we took yesterday, um, no, Tuesday. I mean, let's just. I think I took it around VWAP. Let's just, if you're still holding that right now, it's worth 450 points. It's $9,000, almost $10,000 per contract. Yeah, dude, that's it. I think it's just get get keep it simple. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm just trying to keep it simple. I'm looking at price action. I'm getting a narrative for the day. I'm not good at it. I'm not like as thorough as other guys. Um, but I had my bias for the day. I was clear on when it was reversing out of the kind of wacky shit that was going on this morning. Um, I feel like those are good days when it's like you get a bunch of this shit and then it breaks down, but you still have a long bias. And after it breaks down and usually it breaks down to a certain level, right? It breaks down to a level that you marked out ideally. And even if you don't catch it on the bottom, I feel like what I've been doing is catching it as it crawls back over VWAP and then makes a base, which is exactly what happened here, which is also what happened here. And then it just continues with the trend. So yeah, I feel good about that, dude. I think this is, I don't know. There's a squirrel over there or something. Yeah, keep going, boys.